Sorry about that. Sorry I've been gone for like 2 weeks. Um, fucking, I've had phone troubles, but now that I got that fixed, since I'm gonna talk about Ben Affleck's Batman, since there's rumors out there that he's supposedly gonna step back into the role. So I felt like, I want to talk. 'Cause I did a video a few years ago why I love Henry Cavill Superman, which I will probably do another one because it was years ago when I did that. So I wanted to do that with Ben Affleck, So I'm gonna talk about first when he first got cast. It was crazy because when I first heard him being cast, I was like, you know what? I don't know how I feel. I was skeptical. I didn't like shit on it. I didn't like laugh. I was just like, okay, that's a little. But then I think a year later is when like you saw him in that one shot with the Batmobile and he's in the bat suit. I was like, okay, I'm kind of sold. And then when the trailers came, I think that's when I was fully sold. Was when the trailers came, and just hearing when he first said, "Tell me, do you bleed?" I was like, okay, okay. And then especially when I heard he was gonna be inspired by Dark Knight Returns, I was like, okay, because I really love that story. And I'm actually one thing though I like that they did in BVS and stuff. I love Dark Knight Returns, but I thought they did kind of better. He didn't retire. I actually like that he didn't retire. He was just Batman straight up for 20 years. And like, just his Batman is just like how his Bruce Wayne was good, and then because they went more into his psyche, and I understand some people don't like that there wasn't a lot of detective stuff. I disagree. I think there was little bits, but I'm fine that they didn't go that route. But with what they did with him, though, that's just like when you first see him, that he was on Metropolis when the events of Man of Steel, and you're just seeing him try to save his people in his building, and when the buildings are falling and he's just running towards it, I'm like, that's fucking Batman. That is something Batman would fucking do, and just throughout the film, you see him like, even as Bruce Wayne, I thought he killed it because he reminded me. It's like a live action animated Bruce Wayne, because Bruce Wayne in the animated series was always kind of jacked. Like, I think people forget that. Like, Batman's supposed to be jacked, but so is Bruce Wayne. Because Bruce Wayne, like, his Bruce Wayne looked like he kicked your ass. So that was cool. And I think he did the billionaire playboy part well, but I think what they really did well with Ben Affleck's Batman, the biggest thing is that they're supposed to capture that Batman is, the Bruce Wayne's the mask, and that Batman's his true self. And I thought they captured that perfectly with Ben Affleck's Batman. Like, especially the scene where Alfred, he wants to get in the bat suit to break in Lex's house, but he was invited to the party. And before he was going to go to the party, there's that scene, which you saw in the trailers, where he was looking at his suit, and you could tell he desperately wants to get in it, and just throughout his whole character arc in that movie where, his Robin died. Dick Grayson, which I think Zack Snyder confirmed it was Dick Grayson. I understand people like Nightwing. I like that they did that the more I think about it, just because I can see that being the catalyst for his change. Because Dick Grayson's his son. If you really think about it, Dick Grayson's his son. So it makes sense that would be the catalyst. And also Superman's a rival. And he, feels like Superman was unchecked and just, and just his arc throughout that whole movie where, you see him just get more and more. Just, he's even like snapping on Alfred and then telling him about the 1%. I love that scene just because that Batman voice came out there, and especially with the night, it became amplified, which obviously the nightmare scene was supposed to be more, and they fucked it up in Justice League. But even if you take that out, you can use that as like his cat. Like, he thinks that's what Superman is gonna happen, though, is Superman's just gonna become a dictator. So that's why he just didn't have that trust. But he was about to do straight up murder on Superman, and then the whole, oh, we're gonna bring this scene up. and I somewhat defended this in my BVS video, but I'll bring it up here. Um, the Martha scene. That was just supposed to be the trigger that snapped him out of it. And I understand, oh, it wasn't delivered great, whatever. But I'm not, but it was that trigger that snapped him out of it. And I'm gonna fucking say it. It gave us, in my opinion, the greatest comic book fight scene ever made with the warehouse scene. As much as I love other comic book fights, for a while it was the Man of Steel fight, but I am sorry, that warehouse scene is just, I've never seen a comic. I can watch that fight like over and over again and never get old. Just how hard hitting it was. It was very Arkham like. The choreography, it wasn't that bullshit where just people running at one at a time at the hero. They were actually like fucking coming at him like at once, and it was believable because that's how people would fight Batman, not fucking running one at a time. And I love the Nolan trilogy, but my god, that is the worst thing about those movies is the fights. It wasn't horrible in Begins, but the next two movies, it was too bad. Love those movies, but come on. And just, yeah, god, it was just like, holy shit, just watching that. And then you just see, and then in the end of the movie, once Superman dies, that's like the catalyst that really makes him like, you know what, I was wrong. And he started humanizing himself. Like, it took an alien to bring the humanity back, you know, for Bruce. And it was so, it's beautiful in a way, you know? And then Justice League happened, and then, you know, the studio fucked with him. Fucking Jeff Johns got in the way, all this bullshit. And that's what caused him to leave the role, you know? And when I heard that initially, I was sad, because I'm like, he deserved another chance. Because what they did to him in Justice League, which I call the one we got, that's not Justice League. It's Justice League. They were definitely, you could tell they were trying to make him like Tony Stark. Like, he was making more jokes. The part that really pissed me off is it's two lines. The something's definitely bleeding line. Fuck that. Fuck you, Joss Whedon. Or fuck whoever thought this was a good idea. Take such a badass line like, tell me do you bleed, and you make it a joke. Fucking motherfuckers. Quick break. And then in the second part that really made me mad was the part where it's the end, where Superman shows up and Batman makes this, I call it the O face, but it's just like, I'm like, why is he making that face? What the fuck? Why is he like making this face like a fucking happy little girl? Like, bro, what it's so fucked up, but he had to leave the fucking role, man, because he was so good. And then, you know, now we're getting Matt Reeves' the Batman, which I'm still watching, but now that, you know, we're getting the Snyder Cut, now that Justice League is going to get erased from existence, and that there's a new regime at WB, which also helps that AT&T owns it. Maybe if they can convince him to come back, my God, it will be on. Because to me, he deserves a second chance. That's bullshit what happened to him. You know? Because I am sorry, guys. I love Michael Keaton. I love Christian Bale. But my God, Ben Affleck, he to me is the closest we've had to the comic. Like, his suit is straight out of the comics. And aspects of him I like a little bit better than the Dark Knight Returns Batman. I like that he didn't retire. I actually think it makes it better because it makes it a more interesting story. And that's why he's, you know, he's pissed, basically. Because that's why he is the way he is. You know, like, even, like, lines like, how many good guys are left? You know, how many say it that way? It's basically, you know, obviously that was a Two-Face kind of nod. But it worked as, like, I tried, you know, the no killing and being Batman. And it took an alien dying to bring it back. It was such a beautiful story. And then it got butchered. But now there's a potential that it can be fixed. So, just in light of that news, I wanted to give why Ben Affleck is my Batman. And why, and why I don't think he got a fair shot. I'm actually happy, even though a lot of people hated BVS. Most people I know like Ben Affleck's Batman. I know some people want to say Bale is still the best. I am sorry. Just to me, Bale and Keaton were great, but I am, as a Batman fan, especially of the comics, literally no other Batman is closer to the comics than than Batfleck. I am sorry. The suit, the fighting, just everything. I'm just like, bro. So I just wanted to get that out there, and I'm probably gonna do another video this weekend. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to get that out there. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.